we just gave a review of Thank God. We're gonna move on to a movie that just came out on Amazon Prime, Gali Guliyan. Em, take it away.
Absolutely. Okay, so I have to be very honest with you. I was looking forward to this movie because Manoj Bajpayee, who plays the protagonist in the movie, he's called Caduce in the movie. He said in an interview that he almost had a mental breakdown playing this character. He literally had to get into the skin of the character to play it, and he almost had a mental breakdown. And that kind of piqued my interest because Manoj Bajpayee is such a fine actor. For him to say that it's difficult for him emotionally to get in the skin of this role meant that it was going to be a good movie. So I had when I started watching this movie, I had completely upped my ante, and I was literally trying to get into the zone of, oh, I've got to watch something very painful, which it is. So in this movie, it's directed by Bajpayee'S, and it's a winner in a lot of film festivals, and then it released in 2017. There's an English name to the movie, and I'm forgetting that English name yet. It finally released. It was acquired by Amazon Prime. It finally released on Amazon this week. And Gali Guliyan, which really means in Hindi, it means mazes. It's in this movie, there's a person called Caduce, played by Manoj Bajpayee, and he roams aimlessly in Delhi's labyrinth lanes and alleys. And he's a recluse, but he has a troubled mind. And what he is treated with is suspicion in the neighborhood, and for good reason, because he has this habit of peering into people's homes, and he spies on his neighbors by setting up surveillance cameras. He's really crazy to that extent. But this is a commentary, really, on how loneliness is such a huge pandemic, and we don't even realize how big of an issue loneliness is and what it can do to people. But here, for Manoj's character, Caduce, he has a peeping Tom habit, and it takes a serious turn when he hears a young boy being beaten up by his father. And Caduce is shaken, and he searches for the boy all over the area in dusty, claustrophobic lanes, but he fails to find him. And then in the parallel track of the movie, there is a guy called Idu, played by Om Singh. He's a pre-teen who screams, and Caduce can hear his screams across the walls as his father hits him. It is in Idu's track that the film's shortcomings really need to show, because he oscillates between making the film abstract and atmospheric, and then in real time about loneliness. And basically, when these parallel tracks are running, you really don't know which track to follow. It doesn't really go well in sync. But the underlying story of Idu's struggle to escape the violence and dysfunction of his house is underlying several times of dialogue. The big reveal in the film is that the focus on furthering support and mystery. It really focuses on the strengths of the movie then, and the strength is the old lanes of Delhi, how the mazes of old Delhi move. This is actually. It runs in parallel to Caduce's mind, actually, and how Caduce thinks. And cinematographer, his name is Kai Miandrop. His camera captures every grimy detail, including overhead wires in decrepit buildings. And it's a wonderful backdrop for Manoj Bajpayee to immerse himself in his character. He's a perfect fit for Caduce. And he brings the character's loneliness and trauma with a certain pathos that very few actors can manage. It probably is Manoj Bajpayee's best work so far. Bajpayee'S does get the atmospherics right to a great extent, but where the movie really loses me as a viewer is this parallel track between Manoj's loneliness and the struggle that Idu is undergoing. So some of it all, it's a watchable movie. It doesn't live up to its hype, definitely for me, but for a lot of reviewers, it was really mind-boggling. Where I would like to leave it is definitely something that you gotta watch for Manoj Bajpayee, and probably one of his best roles in his career, in his very illustrious career.